Good evening, guys. This is Radhesham Beragi again here with your next part, that is 28 of 10,000 MCQ series. We are studying civil engineering strength of material, in which previously I have completed important MCQs related to the torsion and shear center. And let us start the MCQs related to the slopes and deflections. There are some important MCQs which I will tell you because unnecessary things will keep you lengthy. So it is better to tell those important things only, so that you can do well in your exam. So let us start the MCQ. First MCQ is, what does 3-degree derivative of deflection y with respect to distance x represents? This is shear force, right? Because del cube by del cube y upon del x cube is equal to shear force. Okay, so they are telling about third degree derivative of deflection y with respect to distance x. It will represent the shear force, right? V is equal to EI d cube V upon dx cube. Okay. Next, the assumption in the theory of bending of beam is what? First one is material is homogeneous. This is correct. Next, material is isotropic. This is also correct. Next, Young's modulus is same in tension as well as in compression. So all these three assumptions will be taking in the theory of bending of beams, right? Next question. Ratio of maximum deflection of a simply supported beam of span L carrying, that is a concentrated load W at midpoint, total load W uniformly distributed over the span is, so the ratio of all these will be 8/5. So you can calculate first a concentrated load W at midpoint. You will find SF is equal to 5 WL 4 upon L. Okay. And total load W uniformly distributed over the entire span, it will come like 384 EI. So del F will be 5 WL cube upon 384 EI, and del 2 will be WL cube upon 48 EI. Okay, so by this way you can calculate 8/5 of WL cube upon 48 EI upon when you will put SF upon S2, then you will find the answer, that is 8/5. Simply you should remember, you don't confuse over it. What this is telling, the ratio we need to find. The first condition is what? A concentrated load W is acting at the mid span, so deflection we will find. Next, total load W uniformly distributed over the entire span, we will find the deflection. When we will put the ratio of all of 1 upon 2, then it will come 8/5. Just you remember, just because there is no time to calculate things. Next, a cantilever of span L and flexural rigidity EI loaded with a central point load W shall have a maximum deflection is what? 5 WL cube upon 48 EI. Please remember, 5 WL cube upon 48 EI. Next, in a cantilever, maximum deflection occurs where bending moment will be 0. Then the maximum there where the bending moment is 0, maximum deflection will be there. Okay. Next, the equation of elastic curve in terms of bending moment mx at any section will be E d square y upon dx square is equal to minus mx upon I. Please remember, E d square y upon dx square is equal to minus mx upon I. This is the equation. Next, the central deflection in a fixed beam supported firmly at both ends and loaded in center compared to a freely supported beam will be 1/4. Please see the question. What question is telling? The central deflection in a fixed beam supported firmly at both ends and loaded in the center compared to a freely supported beam will be 1/4. Okay, one is fixed, another is supported firmly at both ends, and another is freely supported. So it will come 1/4. Next, slope and deflection at a point in a loaded cantilever beam carrying several loads can be found out by moment area method. Next, Deflection at free end of a cantilever of span L and carrying a concentrated load W at distance L1 from the fixed end. So it will come like WL square upon 6 EI cosec 3L minus L1. Okay, WL1 square upon 6 EI cosec 3L minus L1. Okay, next, deflection under point load in a unsymmetric simply supported, it will come W A square B square upon 3 EIL. W A square B square upon 3 EIL. Okay. If A and A2 be area of shear force diagram and bending moment diagram respectively over the portion of beam, then the change of slope over any portion of a loaded beam is equal to A2 upon EI. Please remember. Next, if the slope of distributed load intensity is 0, then the shear force curve shall vary linearly. That will vary, right? Next, if the width B and depth D of a simply supported beam are interchanged, the midpoint deflection shall change in the ratio of D square upon D square. Okay. Next, a cantilever, that is the question you can calculate also. This is very easy question. A cantilever beam of span 3 meter is subjected to uniformly distributed load of 80 kN per meter throughout the span. Determine the value of point load that can be applied in upward direction at free end in order to give the resulting deflection at free end as 0. So that will come P is equal to 3WL by 8. When you will put the value, you will find that point load, right? So it will come approx 90 kN. Very easy question. Next, in conjugate beam, the loading is equal to M upon EI diagram of actual beam. Please remember, in conjugate beam, the loading is equal to M upon EI diagram of actual beam. Next, the curvature at any point along the curve representing the deformed shape of a beam is given by 1 upon R is equal to plus minus d square y upon dx square upon 1 plus dy by dx का whole square raised to the power 3 by 2. Okay. Again I am repeating curvature. 1 upon R is equal to plus minus d square y upon dx square upon cosec 1 plus dy by dx का whole square cosec raised to the power 3 by 2. Okay. Next, elastic curve of a beam is represented by its slope of the beam. Yeah, d square y upon dx square is equal to m minus mx upon I. Okay, so slope of the beam it will represent elastic curve. Maximum deflection in a simply supported beam with a central point load is given by WL cube upon 48 EI. Please remember, for UDL 5 WL cube upon 384 EI. Okay, and for point WL cube upon 48 EI. Next, deflection limitations over beam are imposed because excessive deflection may cause undesirable twisting. Correct. Psychological effect on users, yes, they will fear. Problem in drainage system, so all three are correct here. Next question, slope of the fixed end of a cantilever beam subjected to UDL W kN per meter throughout the span L is what? 0. The deflection at center of simply supported beam of span L subjected to concentrated load W at mid span is WL cube upon 48 EI. This is very interesting question. Okay, mid end WL cube upon 384 EI and WL cube upon 48 EI. Okay. Next, moment area method is used for determining the slope and deflection at a point. Okay. If E is Young's modulus and I is moment of inertia, then the expression EI d square by upon dx square at any section will represent bending moment at the section. Right. If maximum slope of a simply supported beam of span L with mid-span load is 1 degree, then maximum deflection will be pi L upon 540. Del maximum will be the WL cube upon 48 EI. Okay, or theta will be WL square upon 16 EI. So when you will, so theta we need to calculate. So WL square upon 16 EI. So it will come pi L upon 584. Okay, when you will put the value W and L here, so it will come pi L upon 540. Okay, maximum deflection in a simply supported beam subjected to pure bending is given by del is equal to ml square upon 8 EI. Okay. Next, other parameters being unchanged, if span of a cantilever carrying end point load is double, the maximum slope is increased by 4 times. Next, the ratio of deflection in the midspan of a fixed beam and simply supported beam of the same span and subjected to uniformly distributed load will be 1 by 5. Del fixed upon del simply supported, it will come 1 by 5. Okay. Next, a cantilever beam of span L is loaded with UDL or half span near fixed support. The slope at the free end of a beam will be WL cube upon 48 EI. Okay. Next, a cantilever beam SC of uniform cross section carries a uniformly distributed load over the portion AB of length L. Slope at free end C will be what? WL cube upon 6 EI. Okay. The slope at any section in a given beam is equal to shear force at corresponding section in conjugate. This is the line they can ask. They can eliminate any question and they can ask for fill in the blank. Right. Next, a simply supported beam subjected to uniformly varying load of intensity W at left end A reduced to 0 at right end B. The slope at end B will be 7 WL cube upon 360 EI. Okay. Next, if the depth of a simply supported beam carrying an isolated load at its center is double, the deflection of the beam at the center will be changed by a factor of 1 by 8 because del 1 is equal to WL cube upon 48 EI. When you will double what? You will double the depth, then it will become 1 by 8 times of the earlier. Okay. The shear force in a beam V and the displacement small v are related by shear force is equal to EI upon d cube V upon d x cube. Okay. Where EI is the flexural rigidity. They can ask one line MCQ here. A cantilever beam A with rectangular cross section is subjected to a concentrated load at its free end. If the width and depth of another cantilever beam B are twice those of beam A and subjected to the same load, then the deflection at the free end of beam B as compared to that of A will be what? That will become 6.25. Okay, because del A upon del B is equal to BD cube by 12 into that we will find 12 upon 2B 8D cube, so it will come 1 by 8. Okay, got it? So 1 by 8 will be answer here. You just remember 6.25%. Okay. Next, a simply supported beam A carries a point load at its midspan. Another identical beam B carries the same load but uniformly distributed over the entire span. The ratio of the maximum deflection of beam A and B will be what? That will be 8 by 5 because P point WL cube upon 48 EI and P UDL 5 WL cube upon 380 per EI. So when you will put the ratio, it will come 8 by 5. Next, if a cantilever beam elastic modulus E and moment of inertia I of effective length carries a point load P at the free end, the maximum deflection will be PL cube upon 3 EI. In a real beam at one end, the boundary condition of 0 slope and 0 vertical displacement exists. The corresponding conjugate beam, the boundary condition at this end will be shear force is equal to 0 and bending moment will be 0. Next, the propped cantilever beam of length L meter carries a uniformly distributed load W Newton per meter. The reaction at the propped end will be 3 WL by 8. Okay. Next, a simply supported beam Mn of span L is subjected to a point load acting at a point P located at L by 3 from support M. The maximum deflection in the beam will occur somewhere between P and the center of the span. Okay. Next, if deflection of the free end of a uniformly loaded and cantilever beam is 15 mm and slope of the deflection curve at the free end is 0.02 radians, then length of the beam will be how much? 1 meter. okay, because WL4 upon ATI is equal to 15 mm. So when you will put the value, you will find 1 meter. Next, the deflection at the free end of a cantilever beam of span L and flexural rigidity EI subjected to UDL W per unit run, then deflection will come WL4 upon ATI. Okay. A cantilever beam is having Young's modulus E2 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per mm square. Moment of inertia I is equal to 8 into 10 to the power 7 mm4, and length L is equal to 2500 mm. What is the uniformly distributed load which the beam can carry in order to produce a deflection of 5 mm at the free end? So deflection is given. So del is equal to WL4 upon ATI. When you will put the value, you will find 16.384 kN per meter. Okay. Next, the deflection of a simply supported beam with an uniformly distributed load W per unit length having flexural rigidity EI and of length L is given by 5 upon 384 WL cube upon EI. Next, a slope at the end of a simply supported beam span L with uniformly distributed load W unit per length over the entire span is given by WL cube upon 24 EI. Next, a uniformly cantilever beam has a span of 2 meter and carries a point load of 6 kN at free end. The magnitude of moment to be applied at free end for zero vertical deflection at that point is what? Neglect self weight of the beam, it will come 8 kN meter, because M is equal to 2 by 3 WL. Del 1 is equal to WL cube upon 3I, del 2 is equal to ML square upon 2I. So it will come 8 kN meter, right? Next, a cantilever beam carries a uniformly distributed load total W over its whole length and a concentrated upward load W at its free end. The net vertical deflection at the free end will be 5 WL cube upon 24 EI upward. Okay. Next, if a cantilever beam of a span L and flexural rigidity EI carries a moment M concentrated at the free end, the deflection at the end will be ML square upon 2 EI. Next, if a cantilever beam of L and flexural rigidity EI is carrying a concentrated load P at the free end, the slope, the total strain energy will be what? It will P square L cube upon 6 EI. Please remember, P square L cube upon 6 EI. Next, a uniform simply supported beam is subjected to a clockwise moment M at the left hand. The moment required at the right end of the beam so that the rotation of the right end is 0 is equal to M by 2. Okay. The moment required to rotate the near end of a prismatic beam through unit angle without translation, the far end being fixed, is 4 EI upon L. The ratio of maximum deflection of a simply supported beam with central load W and of a cantilever of same length and with a load W at its free end will be 1 by 16, because del 1 is equal to WL cube upon 48 EI and del 2 is equal to WL cube upon 3I. Next, system A is simply supported beam with a point load P at midspan. System B is the same beam but the load is replaced by a UDL of intensity P per unit per L, where L is the span. The midspan or deflection of system B will be less than has that system A at midspan. Okay, del A will be PL cube upon 48 EI and del B is equal to PL upon L. So 5 upon 384. So it will less. Next, for a simply supported beam, if the original depth and width are double, the deflection at the center will be decreased to 6.25. Okay. Next, 6.25%. Next, a cantilever beam of effective length L is carrying a load P at free end, and if the mechanical parameters are E and I, then the maximum deflection will be 0.33 into PL cube upon EI. Okay. Bending moment at any section in a conjugate beam gives deflection in the actual beam. Slope in the beam is defined as angle that the tangent to the elastic curve makes with the unbent beam axis. Okay. A rectangular beam of length L supported at its two ends carries a central point load W, the maximum deflection occurs at the center. The deflection of a simply supported beam carries UDL can be reduced by increasing the width of the beam. Next, a simply supported beam of span L and uniform flexural rigidity EI carries a central load W and total uniformly distributed load W throughout the span. The maximum deflection will be 13 WL cube upon 384 EI. Please remember, examiner will ask direct formula. Next, a free end of a cantilever beam rotates by 0.001 radians under a point load 10 kN. Then deflection at the free end due to a moment of 100 kN meter will be what? That will come 10 mm, and you can calculate 1/2 WL square upon EI. Okay. Next, a cantilever length L carries a concentrated load W at a free end. If the length of the cantilever is double, the deflection at the free end for the same load will be 8 times, because YA is equal to WL cube upon 3I. Next, YB is equal to WL cube upon 3I. A simply supported beam of span L is subjected to a point load P at mid span. The maximum deflection induced will be PL cube upon 48 EI. Next, if P is the weight of prismatic bar and L is its length, what is the deflection of the bar due to self weight of AE? Is the axial rigidity, it will come PL upon 2AE. Next, a simply supported beam with gradually varying triangular load with intensity 0 at one end and maximum at the other end. The maximum deflection occurs at 0.481 L or 0.519 L. Okay. A fixed beam of length L carries a point load W at the center. The deflection at the center will be 1/4 of the deflection of simply supported beam. Next, two fixed beam A and B are having same length L. Beam B carries a central point load W and beam A carries a uniformly distributed load such that the total load on beam B is W. The ratio of maximum deflection between beams B and A will be 2. Got it? The deflection of any rectangular beam simply supported will be directly proportional to its weight. A simply supported beam of span L and flexural rigidity EI carries a unit point load at its center. The strain energy in the beam due to bending is L cube upon 96 EI. At the free end of a shaft, angle of twist is maximum. So by this way, I have calculated slope is one cantilever beam is there. So slope will be WL square upon 2 EI. And deflection will be ML square upon 2EI. Got it? There are so many questions I have already told you. Okay. In a cantilever case, P is equal to 3 WL upon 8 for 0 deflection. Slope will be, maximum deflection. So all things are here. In a cantilever with UDL, R is equal to reaction R will be 3/8 WL. For a cantilever with UDL, net deflection will be 5 WL cube upon 24 EI upward. We have studied it. And for cantilever beam, one moment is at the free end, so Y will be 1/2 ML square upon EI. And for simply supported beam, if there is a point load, if there is a UDL, Y1 will be WL cube upon 48 EI for the point load, and if this is a UDL, it will come 5 upon 384 WL 4 upon EI. Okay, so by this way, Y maximum Y1 plus Y2 13 WL cube upon 384 EI in the simply supported. Okay, for Y for fixed beam and Y for simply supported will be 1/4. Okay, because Y fixed with point load will be WL cube of 192 EI, and for point load for simply supported it will WL cube upon 48 EI. So by this way you can calculate easily. Very interesting question are these. Okay, strain energy is equal to 1/2 load into deflection. So 1/2 load is 1 into deflection L cube upon 48 EI. It will come L cube upon 96 EI. Okay, in case of simply supported with point load, Y maximum will be WL cube upon 48 EI. Okay, so for unit load it will come to L cube upon 48 EI. So this way you can calculate easily. See, I have told you only formulas, and examiner will ask only formulas. If they ask the value, they will give some simple formula, and they will give simple value so that you can calculate in very short time. So have a nice time, guys. These around 69 questions I have told you. Trust me, no question from this topic or these will go out of your paper. Okay, I mean to say that whatever question will be coming in the paper will must be from these 69 questions only. No question will be out of this. Okay, because these are very important questions. I have made the notes very carefully, and I have also given exams which was cancelled. So my exams was almost complete entire questions I have done. So let us see what happens in this time. But last time it was a very nice time, but due to some issues, paper out, the paper was cancelled. Anyway, let us we will give again. So in the next lecture we will see few questions related to the thin and thick cylinders, because they don't ask, but sometimes they put some questions. So we cannot left this question. However, I have made very short to MCQ. So we will be starting in our part 29 with thin and thick cylinders. So bye, take care, guys. Have a nice time. Sweet dreams.